Yo, what's going on, folks? It's me, Justin, and today I'm just gonna have a video talking about myself. Because better way can a narcissist spend his time than by talking about himself for who knows how long this will be? Basically, talking about my kind of entrepreneurial journey, or not, I want to say entrepreneurial, it's more just like making money online journey since the beginning to today. It's September 15th, 2022. Let's go. So 2012 to 2013, I was still in the Marine Corps at the time, hence the picture on the right. This was kind of what I call the beer money era. I knew that I could make money like online. I just didn't know good ways to make money online. So I was doing dumb stuff like MTurk, which if you don't know is like Amazon's kind of, you can pay people to do like really simple tasks for you, and you pay them like a few pennies for it, or like do surveys or things like that. I think there's a lot of transcribing receipts. Not sure why, I spent so much. I probably made like 50 or 60 bucks in the lifetime of that, like doing surveys for $1, things like that. Really not a great spend of my time, but it was my first time. Hey, I can make money without having to, I can just load this up on a Friday with a Miller Lite and make 20 bucks, you know what I mean? And watching a movie, something like that. Also doing like swag bucks things and all those little like websites where you can just make some money. Silly stuff, whatever. I didn't know what I was doing. Again, I was still in the Marine Corps. I was just figuring things out. And of course, because of my crippling addiction to Reddit, here's r/beer money if you want to learn more about that crap. So in 2014 to 2016, this was kind of the ebook era. I got out of the military in 2014 January. I had 90 days of leave saved up. So I had 3 months paid vacation, and I got out as a sergeant. So I was making like, I don't even know how much, like 4,000 to 5,000 a month, I think, not doing anything. I was like, well, this isn't going to last forever. And I didn't time it appropriately because I did what's called what at the time it was called the VERP. It was like the Voluntary Early Enlisted Release Program. I think that's what it means. Basically, the war was kind of dying down. So he said, hey, if you know you're not re-enlisting, you can get out 90 days early. So I was like, all right, cool. So 90 days, I was supposed to get out in July of 2014. 90 days before that was April. And then 90 days of paid leave brought me to January. And if I was smart, or if I had some forethought, some foresight, I wouldn't have done the VERP, because then that would have just led me up from April to July straight to college. But instead I had to get like 2 jobs and all kinds of other dumb stuff. Anyway, so I was self-publishing. I think I did a quick Google search in March of 2014, just saying, hey, how can I make money online? And one of the things was like a Reddit ask Reddit thread, perhaps, or some kind of Reddit, or maybe Ask Me Anything, about somebody that was self-publishing on Amazon. And they're talking about how they just write, 5, 10, 15,000 word books, and they publish them and they make pretty good money. So I was like, I know how to write. I can write pretty well. I like to write. So I started writing. At first it was just on Amazon. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not really, well, I take that back. Some of it was only Amazon. A lot of it was what's called going wide at the time. I don't know if they still say it like that, but basically Amazon was like the done data. They were the big ones, and everybody else was kind of table scraps. iTunes, Google Bookstore, Kobo, which I maybe is Barnes and Noble's, like Barnes and Noble's their ebook store. Not sure. I think maybe Barnes and Noble's had their own, but there's a few different, Tolino and Scribed, perhaps. There's a bunch, but most people made the bulk of their income from Amazon, and Kindle, and Kindle Direct, or the Kindle Select, I think is the program name. It's so long ago. Basically, you're granting exclusive rights to Amazon to for people to read your book, but then you get it in like the Kindle Unlimited, where you get paid per page read. that was pretty good. I think before in December of 2014, I think I made like $1,000 in a month, and then in January I made like $4,000 just from Amazon, because they really wanted to juice up their Kindle, or they released a new Kindle or something for Christmas, and they gave like everybody 6 months of Kindle Unlimited. So everybody who's involved in like Amazon's or Kindle Select or whatever it is, in 2015, beginning of 2015 to end of June, made a lot of money from not doing anything additional. So and me being naive, and again, this is my first foray into like actually making some money online as opposed to doing receipts, I thought this was gonna last forever. So I just kind of stopped. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm making $4,000 a month. And then, I think the next month it was like 3,200, and the next month it was like 2,800, and then it was like 25, and then 22, and then 15. And then, at that point I'm, freshman in college. Like I thought I was done. I was like, I made it. I'm done. Like I'm making all this money. I'm cool. That was not the case. Eventually I died out. But even to this day, I'm still collecting checks from books that were published in 2014 and 15 and 16. Like it's pretty cool. Just the fact that that's a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like some shit I did when I was 23, 24, 25 is still making me money today. And it was a wide variety of like genres, a bunch of nonfiction, a lot more erotica, because sex sells, joke books for kids, yeah, a ton of nonfiction, and a couple good resources. Again, Reddit, erotic authors. Even if you don't want or plan or are interested in writing about, writing sex, and you're kind of in the niche site game or authority site game, erotica authors, period, they're very much like authority site, niche site people, in that they're very comfortable sharing numbers and sharing productivity and all that stuff, but they're not going to share their niche, right? Because that's the thing with erotic authors as opposed to like traditional, or not traditional, but like other self-published people, is a lot of self-published people, they want to, they write because they want to tell the story, or be famous, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, erotic authors, they write to get paid. Same with people that create, niche sites. They write articles, or they create the websites to get paid. They don't do it. They're not starting a blog because I want to tell people about my day. No, they're starting it to get paid. So the erotic authors subreddit, they have a ton of like, I forget what they call it, smut bucks, something. They do case studies as well, where they'll say, hey, here's, I made $1 million this year. Here's what I've learned. Don't write erotica, write romance. Stick to one genre and publish 50 books in it. And these aren't, 75,000 word books, or 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 short stories that sell, and they sell well. So that was that era. Good time. So 2016 to 2016, this was my first time creating a niche website. And this was the first decent one. I've tried to create websites prior, but I didn't really know what I was doing. It was just like, oh, okay, a .wordpress.com site or something like that. Just, I had an interest. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was a data networking specialist. I was like a computer geek anyway, setting up servers and switches and routers and all kinds of that, nerd stuff. So I had an interest in like creating websites. I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So this is when I got serious. I was like, okay, I have this one ebook that's consistently selling every single month, not doing like hundreds of dollars a month, but every single month, $20, $20, $20, $20, $30, $20, something like that. And I was like, you know what? This could be a website. And I was familiar with, the concept of like niche websites and all that kind of stuff, but I was just like, it's way too hard. And then I did a one-click install WordPress. I'm like, it's not that hard at all. So that website, basically I took that ebook, I stripped it, I turned every single chapter into its own article. I went and outsourced, so silly. Spent like $1,000 on like penny per word content. Terrible. Like, laziest thing in the world. I don't even think I really edited it much. Like, I didn't have Grammarly or anything. It was like, oh, put an affiliate link in there, publish. Boom, it's out there in the world. And it ranked quick because I was number 2 in the niche to have a site. This was, I'm not gonna say this was like a long time ago, but this was pretty long ago. Oh, yeah, we're good. All right, I thought I got my dates mixed up. So yeah, making like $300 a month, and at that time, I was working I was in college still, of course, from 2014 to 2018. Was in college working as bartender and bouncer. So I really wasn't working on the site at all. I was just kind of there. And not only that, but the actual subject matter of the website wasn't exactly something that I wanted to share with people. I don't know why I was, at the time, I was still kind of in that, well, I'm worried about what people think about me phase, which obviously I'm not anymore. So I was like, you know what, it's whatever, I think I end up getting banned from one of the highest paying affiliate programs, like that was paying me, like that was highest earning, I guess was a better way to phrase that. They ended up banning me because I was, doing shit I wasn't supposed to. I didn't read the terms and services or terms and conditions or terms of service. So they banned me, and I was like, well, damn, like my earnings just got chopped in half. So what am I supposed to do now? If I was smart, again, hindsight, all this is hindsight, should have just kept it and just rerouted those links to a different offer. But I panicked. I listed it on Flippa. It went through an auction and it sold for like 3 times monthly. It was like $900. It was, I think I ended up making like $1,000 like over the course of that, from February to I think November 1st is when it sold. Overall profit in my pocket after investments and earnings and sale, I think it was like $1,000. So learning experience, learn the hard way, right? 2017, 2018, I was still, again, I went to school for advertising and marketing. I kind of want to get a little graphic design chops under my belt. So that's the print on demand era. And I don't know if it exactly started in 2017, but probably started in 2016. And then I kind of went really hard, I think in the summer of 2017. Yes, the summer of 2017, I made a ton of designs. I put a ton of designs out. And I said, when I decided that I wanted to learn graphic design, I said, you know what? I know how to make money online. I'm going to figure out how I can make money as I teach myself graphic design. So I did. TeePublic, Merch My Amazon, Spreadshirt, Redbubble, all those sites, just creating something like, oh, I wonder how you do that. Let me learn how to do that. Okay, I learned how to do that. Let me make 20 designs using that technique. Boom, put them out there. I don't care if they look like crap. I don't care if I think they look bad, because starting to learn that, hey, what I think is good, other people may think is great. What I think is bad, other people may think is good. So I said, I don't care. I don't care if it's literally black text, Futura font. Boom, putting it out there. Those are still making money to this day. Still, I think I like a $150 deposit from TeePublic yesterday, in the PayPal account. And of course, during this time, I still had a few unsuccessful sites that were being created. I'm trying, replicate my success, because, when I had a pretty decent growth with that one site. And I was like, oh, I'm the guy. I'm the man. I know how to do it all. So I was like, I'm going to do this in more competitive niches. That wasn't the way. Had a multi-vendor marketplace. That was a streetwear website. And I'd have people, contact me and just say, hey, we got, XYZ, new clothing coming out. Boom, write an article about it. Put it out there. 300, 400 word article, and then share it on social media. It worked pretty well. I hired like my first, like, not really full-time, but like a full-time contractor, freelancer, who she would just write everything. And I'd say, hey, go on the streetwear startup subreddit, find the 5 hottest posts from that we haven't written about, like today or yesterday or this week, and just cover them, write an article about it, and then we'll share it and put it on the social medias and blah blah blah. And yeah, people really like that. And then I was like, I wonder if these people would want to sell their clothing on our site, like just list it, and then if somebody places an order, they, they if they place an order, they just ship it, whatever. We just take like 5%. Well, that's really cool and all when you're working with established companies, but a lot of those people were like not even old enough to drink, and they're just like printing logos on Gildan blanks, if you know what those are. It's a pretty low end blank. A blank is like these shirts over here. There's nothing on them. You can print something on them. So they and then they disappear after 3 or 4 months, and then that's it. And then you're like, okay, well, it was a great idea, bad market. So blah blah blah. Another site I tried to create based off an ebook that was selling, that really my highest earning ebook that I have published. At the time. Same thing, stripped the article or stripped the chapters in the articles, outsourced a bunch, published. But it was in a, what we'd call now a YMYL niche. So, your life, not your money. All my competition had scientific sources and all kinds of stuff like that. I wasn't doing that much. I was just publishing, articles about the topic, and they weren't ranking, and it was a big old waste of time. But with the print on demand, again, second form of royalties coming in 2018 to 2021. So graduated college in 2018 in whatever end of May or whatever it was. I got recruited to go work at an advertising agency in New York City. I went to South Dakota State University. You know what I'm saying? I went to a state school on the GI Bill. Somehow end up, boom, I'm out there. And it was kind of a, again, hindsight, looking back at it, the red flags were galore, just because it's like, I went to this program for like, I don't even know, the most promising multicultural students, right? They said, hey, you're black and you got a 3.4 GPA or better. So, and you're majoring in advertising. We're going to fly 50 of you from across the United States over to New York City. We're going to have you tour all these agencies. At the end, we're going to do like a slave auction, and you guys are going to get on stage and walk across it and announce who you are into a room full of like advertising executives and people and whatever. Got a lot of business cards, got a bunch of whatever, talked to some companies. One company, the only reason I even talked to them was because like there was like a job fair, and like the woman working it was very attractive. She's probably like, I don't know, doesn't matter. She's very attractive. So I go and talk to them, and she's like, yeah, like, correspondence through email a few months later, and like, yeah, we don't have a position for you, but we want you to work here. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, red flag. So I get there, and it's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna be training on how to buy like TV and radio spots, and not like I'm being a media buyer for traditional media, like not even like doing programmatic advertising or anything like that. Like, no, like you're gonna go meet with the people at ESPN and talk to them and blah blah, or whatever the case is. It's like, wow, I don't foresee this being a thing in 5 years. I'm not gonna do this for long. So I quit, moved back home. Was planning on working on the for whatever reason, that streetwear website full time, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I got a few months money saved up. I'm gonna do that. Dumb. Went through a breakup, and I was like, oh, I can't sit at home all day, or I'll fucking start a shotgun. So talked to my buddy. He was a recruiter. I was like, yo man, hey, they hiring at this recruiting firm you work at? Like, they're always hiring. I'm like, I need a job because I can't sit here all day. So go work there, and it's a fucking just a boiler room. It's cold emailing. and cold calling. 85 calls a day. You need 4 hours of talk time on the phone, blah, 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 blah. Just brutal sales. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to be calling people all day. If I'm going to be doing this for any amount of time, I don't want to be sitting here just hating life, blah, blah, blah. So like, I'm going to start a job board for the industry that I'm in. That way, one, when I'm sending a cold email, I can just say, if somebody responds, hey, we're not interested, or I'm cold calling, we're not interested. I'm like, well, hey, I have this job board. If you're interested in you need to post, because I'm already doing legwork for this company. I might as well do it for myself. Fuck them, in my opinion. But like, I think I started that site in December, and I think I quit that job like the second week in January. This was, I think, August, September is when I moved back. Started that. It was only worked for like 3 months. I was like, then I quit, and I had another job lined up that was actually in marketing. But I still had the job board, and I still really enjoyed like cold emailing and correspondence with people, and doing the SEO thing and bringing people in and doing e-commerce and email marketing. And the e-commerce was, of course, the job board, but also selling like resume and portfolio templates to students and younger people in their careers, we'll say. So yeah, that was bringing in some money, and I ended up selling that last year just because COVID really smacked the shit out of that. COVID, like I don't have access to the analytics anymore. For whatever reason, the guy I sold the site to, he still hasn't removed my admin account. If you're watching this, guy, I don't remember who you are. You should probably remove that, because I can still log in and like see how much it's making. And I'm like, I should have just kept it. But yeah, COVID, like you could see a significant, dip around March of 2020, and it really never recovered until 2021. And as it was still going up, that's when I decided to sell, because I was like, I'm not gonna sell it when it's at its bottom. I'm gonna sell it when it's going, on its rise again. That way, it's actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Appealing to buyers. So that's that. He hasn't done a fucking thing with it, and it's probably made, I think in the last year it's made, he's made his money back off it. So what can you do? But that was the cool thing about that, was that the job board is what really opened my eyes to like having not just creating a website. If you just create a blog, all you have is a blog. But actually creating a tool, or even creating the illusion of authority by adding some kind of service. Even if you like the website on the next slide, it's like a marketing agency, right? I don't take on clients. People submit their information or whatever all the time, but I don't respond, because it's just there so when I do some kind of, when somebody comes to the site, they don't see it as, oh, this is just Joe Schmo in his basement writing articles about the top 10 blenders. No, it's like, oh, this is a commercial kitchen, and they, do XYZ or whatever. So that really opened my, because I was getting educational links naturally. I was getting media mentions on like bigger name websites just naturally, not even doing any kind of outreach. I mean, of course, besides the cold email, but I wasn't cold emailing for backlinks. That was just kind of happening. I guess I did do some cold email in order to get educational backlinks, but a lot of those were just natural. Like somebody found the site, they say, hey, this is a resource for new grads. It's a job board. Boom, backlink. So 2020 to current is back to the affiliate era. So this is my million-word case study website. It's very similar to the website, my first one I started in 2016, although it started that way as being more or less a clone. Not a direct clone, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, like I remember this can make money. I can probably, get in this niche again. It's not unethical. It's been 4 years since, I work in it. So started that. Again, it's just, it's taking it back to basics. I made it look like an agency, like a marketing agency. But for the most part, I don't really take on clients. I don't It's 100%, well, not 100%, it's mostly an affiliate play. I've done a little bit of like creating ebooks based on articles, compiling them and putting them out there on like Amazon and the other platforms. It's still learning, still in the learning phase. This site, it was and is, with a focus on recurring affiliate programs. That way my income isn't tied to traffic. I'm starting to recognize, there's a lot of people are transitioning from the affiliate model to like display ads. But what happens with that is, if you have 100,000 visitors a month and you're making $10,000 a month, you have great RPMs, whatever. Let's just run with it. Well, if your traffic goes to 50,000 because of an algorithm update, because you're relying entirely on SEO, now your income goes to 5,000. You're in like those two charts are perpendicular. I don't know if that's, parallel. They're parallel. They're parallel with each other. Whereas, with a recurring affiliate program or building up an email list or selling your own products or all the other blah, 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 they're not necessarily correlated. My traffic for this site I could delete the site today and it would still make money for the next few months because, the affiliate programs were obviously the website went and the website's gone, but the efforts from the website would still continue to earn for months down the line because it's not display ads. It's not one-off products. It's people come and every time they spend money, I get money, or every time they make money, I get money, or anytime there's any kind of transaction, I get a cut forever for the lifetime of these people. So discovering stuff like that. That's great. And the great thing about this website is at this point, it's mostly outsourced. I have not written an article for this website since, I don't know the last time I actually put fingers to, keyboard for this website. And with that publishing, I hired a VA. So every time I get an order of content, I ping her. I say, hey, we have new articles, and she does everything else. Boom, publishes them, does the programmatic stuff as far as combining articles into cool new things and doing all that. So this is really kind of hands off. And so now it's like, well, what can I do in the meantime? Because this site is very much an affiliate site. You know what I mean? Yes, there's email marketing on the back end, but even that's like, it's almost like more effort than is needed, and I should probably just get rid of that. Like realistically, just get rid of that because it's not a distraction, but it's like it's not gonna. This will never be a real good, source of income from these emails. It's just not. I know that. It's whatever, but for now, it's there. Anyway, whatever. I digress. Next slide. Boom. 2022 to current. Now, as of right now, again, 9/15/2022. This is like the culmination era. This is where we're at right now. This is kind of putting it all together in a new business, right? New website, new business, but it's not just going to be a website. It's tons of revenue opportunities, which I guess I'll get to on third bullet. But one of the things is I'm trying to do things the right way, in quotes, from the beginning, from the jump, right? Setting up, when I hit publish on an article, there's already, I don't have to go back in and add a bunch of stuff because it's good as it is. There's calls to action, there's images, there's video, there's bold and italicized text and bullet lists and other media assets, and it's good from the get-go, and all I got to do is just go. And there's a huge, not a hug mix, huge mix, misspelling, huge mix of content, from affiliate to informational to entertaining to inspiring to transactional. I could never run out of ideas for the site because it's a branded site. It's great. There is a focus, but It's not like kitchensupplies.com and all I can do is talk about kitchen stuff. It's not like house, stuff.com, or I can talk about stuff that goes in your house. It's like, I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think as I will never run out of content that I can put on here. I can talk about marketing technology for any business. I can talk about it's a business website. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole thing. And there's multiple revenue opportunities from affiliate. I could put display ads if I want to. I can take on client work. I can do partnerships, branded, sponsorship stuff. This is my plan for this is going to be like the last thing I start. It's done, right? And again, like I said, with the culmination, this is me taking everything I've learned over the past, I don't know, 8 years of doing this nerd stuff, making money online, maybe 10 years. Oh, it's been about 10 years. The last decade of making money online. I don't think there has been a month since March of 2014 that I haven't made $1 in some way that I didn't have to like do something with. If that, you know what I mean? Like that month I made money. What do you do that month for it? Nothing. I just check the bank account, knows there. So putting together all this stuff again, like for example, this is what I talked about in a video a few weeks ago, I believe. Basically, I looked at one single niche to just start off this new website. So I published, I think, 8 articles. I wrote 4 of them, and I think I outsourced the other ones. 8 articles. They're published. They're doing the SEO thing right now. Boom, they're cooking up, whatever. But I'm like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for them to start working. So I compiled them into an ebook, designed a cover real quick. Again, from the print on design days, print on demand days, I learned how to design so I can make a decent looking cover. I've already published ebooks before, so I know what needs to go into that. And boom, I put that out yesterday, and it's already sold a copy. I get you granted, woohoo, I made some sense. But that's like proof of concept. You know what I mean? So now at this point, it's like, I can continue on that path of, let me write 5, 10, 15 articles that are going to be good for SEO. But in the meantime, I can also take them, combine them, and publish them because they're still, it's not like I don't know. I did some light editing. I edited the intros a bit so they made sense to be in a book. I wrote in the the introduction, like, hey, this is a compilation of articles from our site. That's why it's only 99 cents. Woo, oh yeah, I made 35 cents. Woohoo. The reason it's 99 cents is because it's a compilation of articles from the site, but it's just in one convenient spot for you to read. So that's why it's for sale and not for free. That's making money. It's made money. I guess if you get a sale 2 days in a row, then it's making money. But right now it's just made money. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And again, I can do affiliate stuff. I have an affiliate article that I'm gonna write about some dumb shit. Some stuff that I don't care about, but I know that it has the only other piece online about it is some automatically generated MSN.com article. But you know what? If this is what it takes to get people to the site and get them clicking around and maybe enter the form and say, hey, we want to work. We want to work with you. Again, for client work. Okay, yeah, well, it's, I don't want to do no, like, I could do some retainer stuff. And again, my whole game plan, this is it, dude. This is it. Like, come to me. It's all inbound. You're entering your information because you want to talk to me. We'll talk. And they're not necessarily me, but the business, the company. We'll talk. And then, oh, okay, what exactly do you need done? or as far as the, okay, we're going to do, whatever. It's marketing stuff, business stuff. Okay. Consulting. Well, you know, all right. So it's going to be $3,000 a month. We're going to do a weekly call or something like that. Where it's just like so insanely in my favor monetarily that I can grow this. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a mix of active and passive income coming in. And I want the active income to be at a point where, okay, there is no reason I shouldn't do this, or have the passive income being so great, which is, I mean, it is at this point, because with my other site that's doing well enough, and then the ebook earnings royalties and the print on demand royalties that are coming in month over month, where I can sit there and say like, no, we don't take on anybody for less than, you know, it's a one-time project, a 3-month engagement, 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? And a year from now, I'm going to watch this video. I'm going to rewatch this video and I'm going to listen to what I said right there. And I go, 10 grand. I'm like, we don't even do 10 grand more. We don't do anything less than 50. Oh, 3 grand a month for retainer? No, thank you. We only work with clients, 8 grand a month. If you 9 grand a month, 12-month engagement, something, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not ready to spend $100,000 a month, we're not working with you. That's what I'm working towards. Where I can just say, no, I'm not, you know, like, your budget's too small. We don't work with you. Maybe I'll partner with another company and say, hey, you know, I know these guys can work with you. They like taking on small fries like y'all bitch asses. But anyway, I think that's the last slide. I think that's it.